This is a very good priced power supply. It's gold certified, so 80 plus gold. And so, it should have at least a basic standard on certification and testing. But the thing with this one is I think this was an 800 watt. Let me see what size. Yeah, the PR800W. So it's an 800 watt power supply that's got a good rating. We got it off of Amazon. I'll put links in the video to this power supply on Amazon, and you'll be able to see it as we install it in the case. All right, so since I don't have a ton of space on this desk over here, I pulled out the power supply out of the box. Basically, it's just a box with some bubble wrap around the main power supply here. Again, this is the 800 watt. It's not a modular. Basically, you've got your power supplies that are directly wired in and don't have like quick connects on the outside, and then you have your modular power supplies which have just quick connects on the outside, so you can only plug in the wires you need and you don't have all these extra wires laying around. That's really aesthetics, or if you have a really tight case you need to work in. For me, I didn't really care about spending the extra money to hide the wires. Plus the case supposedly has pretty good wire management in there. I'm sure we can find a good place to tuck them in. So I'm not focusing on beauty. It is going to be probably a nice looking system when we're done, but it's not, I'm not going to spend extra money to make it pretty and flashy for him. So, people come over and see your gaming system, yay, great. But most of the people he plays with that really care about what a gaming system is aren't even here in the first place. So anyway, so this power supply, again, is a pretty good power supply, pretty good price, one of the best prices for an 800 watt power supply that I could find that was gold certified. And basically it comes with a user guide. It comes with some hand screws to put it into the case. It comes with your external power cable. Your internal power cables are all, like I said, hardwired into the power supply, and that's it. Basically, it has this one nice size fan. I think it should be good. And so why'd I get an 800 watt? Well, mainly because we don't know exactly everything we want to put in it. Even as we're ordering stuff, we could be changing our mind. So I'd rather have extra wattage, especially since you're already spending, let's say, 40 or 50 bucks for a basic power supply. We're talking about another $5 to $10 to get a bigger one. I just went ahead and got them a bigger power supply. Yes, they consume some more power, and so forth, but it's better to have extra wattage and run it at less capacity, so you're not overheating it, than you would be getting, let's say, a 400 or 500 watt and running it very close to capacity. Then you're getting close to having to worry about things, and people have problems. I mean, there's literally, if you just barely miss it on the power supply, or if your power supply is struggling, it could do reboots, crashes, all kinds of things for your system. So, getting a decent power supply that is going to power your system, without straining is best. You're going to have less crashes. I mean, there are so many people that just have crashes with their system and they don't know why, and it's just because their power supply can't handle it. It may be rated for it, but it's struggling, and you just spend the extra money and get a good power supply. Now, with that said, this wasn't an expensive power supply. You can spend hundreds of dollars on a power supply. This one wasn't even $100. This was, I don't even remember what I paid. I'm going to put a link down in the description of the videos to all of the items that we purchased. But I think this one was around the $50 range, $60 range maybe. And, just overall looked like the best value. So anyway, so a power supply is important. Don't skimp on your power supply. It's very important. Like most of the components in a computer are. So, all right, so now that we've got it unboxed and everything, this is the power supply that we're going to be putting into the case we had. We'll have a link to the case video after this video of the introduction to our gaming case. If they were the same price, I would have got a modular one. I mean, who needs the extra wiring laying around? But with the case we have and the bottom part down here that has a lot of space, there's a lot of space to hide the cables. So it really doesn't matter. The cables we don't use, I'm just not going to stick up. There's a hole down here that actually sticks into the case and allows you to run the cabling that you want up. So I'm not going to worry about extra cables in here. I'm just going to probably have something taped at the end so they don't ground or touch anything. But basically, they're going to be just in the bottom of the case. But this was a great priced 800 watt power supply that is, they call it 800 plus gold certified or tested or whatever they want to call that. But that's the that's pretty much, from what you can find, some of the best certified power supplies. So this one was a relatively inexpensive one for 800 watts. And like I said, we didn't need one that was modular, so this worked out perfect. So matches the case really well, color. I mean, I know it's just black, but you would think it was just built into the case. And we're going to go ahead and put this power supply into the power supply mount on the case. So just in case you couldn't see it well, this is where the power supply goes in the bottom of this case. And I'm going to walk around here and be a little shadow for a second, but it goes down here and it goes into this opening. Now, these are pretty standard, so the screws should line up just perfect. The case and the screws should have no problem going in together. But basically that power supply is just going to slide right into the bottom of that case there. And there's going to be 4 little thumb screws that we put in. And so I'm going to finish installing that. I have the cables just down here ran out the side right now until we get the motherboard and everything. But as you can see, I still haven't pushed this power supply all the way into the case. But there's more than enough room down here to hide extra cables. And so that's what we're going to do. But a lot of these cables will get used. But the ones that don't will be hidden down here in the bottom. All right, so I don't have those thumb screws all the way pushed in, but they're in there nice and snug for now until I finish doing that. But as you can see, power supply just fits perfect in this case, matches the case perfect. And again, they're pretty standard, so all the screw holes and everything are just fine. So definitely, from what I've seen so far, really like the case, really like the power supply we put in. And when the motherboard and CPU and so forth come in, we'll pick up from there. Thanks for watching, everyone. And again, if you like this series or you like any other videos, please check out the channel, see if there's other videos you like, subscribe, hit the bell, do whatever it is that YouTube likes people to do. But follow us along the way as we build this gaming PC. Thanks, everyone.